Hello everyone, it's Yogi here. I hope you're well. It's Thursday. Could you believe it? And tomorrow's Friday. Well, that's how it works. And thank you for joining me today. And I hope you've been enjoying your day and you're ready for a spot of stitching with Yogi here. So today, this is the piece I'm stitching. So recently I've been really drawn to this piece, kind of falling in love with it all over again. So I keep wanting to come back. And so this is The Little Cake Shop by Aimee Stewart. So every day is Aimee Day for us. And this is max color version as well. And let me show you the markup here. Okay. And I think this piece has been out for a little bit because when I got this pattern, it was in the very beginning of my full cross stitching journey. And it was back in 2023, maybe, sometime there in the beginning of 2023. And I've been stitching ever since, even though the first version I got for this piece was a quick stitch. And I stitch the quick stitch piece. If you don't know what a quick stitch is, heaven and earth. Yes, this is the chart provider. Okay, they create these beautiful charts, heaven and earth. And they do a version called Quick Stitch, which is kind of a cropped out version of a larger piece. So maybe for people who don't want to do the full piece, they can go for a quick stitch, kind of a highlight of a larger piece, so to speak. And so I got that piece and stitched for a few days. And I loved it so much, I decided to switch to the full version because in the beginning, I wasn't sure that I'll be able to handle large piece like this and also max colors as well. But I'm loving every step of the way stitching this piece. And for a little while, I kind of put it aside, focus on other pieces for a little bit. But recently, I'm really drawn to it and I really want to move forward with this piece a little bit more. So I'm back here today and let me show you my progress here. Okay, so this is regular size, max colors, and this is where I am. I started from the upper left there, so quite a lot of ceiling and wall stitching for a long while. So considering I got this pattern back in 2023, so we're talking about maybe over 3 years or close, right? And so this is where I am. This is, I have said this before, this piece is probably the most confetti rich piece I've ever done up to this point. I've got many max color pieces, but this one is very confetti. So if you would like to go for this pattern, I highly recommend it, but come to, this project with open mind, eyes open. And also this is max colors. And by all means go for regular if this is maybe too much, but this is very confetti. Okay, so brace yourself if you're coming for a ride, but I'm loving it. So let's look at the color here, the stats. Okay, so this is where I am currently, 14.88. So 2-digit. I'm very happy. Any of my whips has gone over 10%. I'm totally happy with it. And the number of colors involved is 238. So max colors, the maximum number is 240. So 2 colors short, but by no means the confetti free. Absolutely not. So I am going to create a sprint right in front of you. Okay, I'm starting from 0, no cheating. Okay, so this is what we do every day before I start stitching. This counter is going to help me to capture all the stitches I'm going to make today. And this is important number because at the end of every stream we play Guess My Stitches. Okay, and this is a game. is for you to come forward and guess the number of stitches I've done. And depending on the stitching method of my choice, some days are easier, but some days are not so much. So every day is a challenge, okay? I like to make it challenging for you. So let me switch back to my view here, and hello everyone, welcome. And let's have a look, who have I got to keep me company for this session today. And first of all, we've got Rajal. Hello, hello, happy Thursday. Hello everyone, great to see you, Rajal. And also, of course, our alien captain, Sarah here. Sarah is providing our quote of today. I can't wait. So Sarah says, today you are you. Okay, exclamation mark. That's truer than true. There's no one alive who is youer than you. I love it. Dr. Seuss's, Dr. Seuss. I have no idea who it is, but well said. Indeed, you are unique. And that's what I always tell my students, you know, particularly if you go to a yoga class, people compare, you know, kind of, you know, have a little look of the next person, or look in the mirror, judging themselves and maybe judging others as well, and compare. And it's kind of human nature. But do not do that. You are unique. And I always tell my students that, you know, your body is one and only, and embrace it and be patient with it. Absolutely. There's only one you out there. So embrace it and love it. Thank you, Sarah. And we also have Anna as well. Anna says, hello, everybody. Happy stitching today. And we highlight the top 3. Okay, the first 3 to report to the chat. And we also have, who have we got? We have Maddie. Welcome, Maddie. And Chloe is joining us as well. And happy and busy mom as well. Everybody's celebrating something. Happy birthday. Oh, Sarah, it's your birthday today, is it? Let's have a look. Sorry, I have not read every single comment. Oh, round of applause, everyone, before we go anywhere. Yes, I know many of you have already congratulated Sarah. Let's do it again. Let's bring on all emojis that you can think of. The cakes, Dolly, bring on Dolly, and maybe some pink frogs as well. Maybe not the pink frogs, but go for it, guys. Yes, absolutely. Sarah, congratulations. And a happy birthday. I'm so tempted to sing for you, but I will stop there. You know, I don't want to ruin your birthday. Sarah is having a great time up to this point. And Yogi starts singing. That's not a good sign. So Sarah, you know, I love Sarah's energy. She's full of, you know, action every day. She stitches like, you know, 7-8 hours every day. She does marathon with stitching as well. She's doing one in February, right? So any aliens would like to join her, you can join her in February. What a day, what a way to start a year. And she does her chores, she does her cycle in the morning, and she never breaks her hoops or needles. I mean, where do you find aliens like this? And today, even aliens have birthdays, okay? Yes, thank you, everyone. Go for it. Let's celebrate Sarah's birthday. Oh, how amazing. What a way to start. And Colette is also here as well. And sorry, let me scroll back a little bit. And Leslie McLean and Travis is also here. And Travis is enjoying, oh dear, Travis is enjoying color flow. Travis says, hello everyone, happy name day, Sarah. Of course, I've embraced the color flow method, Yogi, and I'm loving it. Amazing, because Travis has been sort of experimenting with Gemma's method, the original one, see if it works on the stamp kit. And Travis is working on a massive Pokemon stamp kit there. I'm so happy. I'm loving it as well. So well done. And Carla here as well. Carla, I haven't seen you for a little bit. So good to have you here. And who else have we got here? Alandria is also here as well. Amazing. And Lizzie is also here. Hello, hello. And Chrissy as well. Good afternoon, where Chrissy is. And Suzanne as well. So good to have you. And Suzanne, yes, Suzanne is been a supporter of the channel as a member for 2 months. Amazing. Round of applause for Suzanne and Sarah as well. Those of you whose your badges are turning pink today for the 3rd month, thank you so much for your support. You mean everything to me. And Betty Lou Taylor as well. Hello. And Jackie as well. Welcome back. And who else have we got here? Our lovely Susan, my little assistant, is also here, says hi. And she's been making some, you know, beautiful handmade Christmas cards as well. It's unbelievable. But no cards for me, Susan. I'm so disappointed. And, and who else have we got? Beth. Anne is also here as well. Welcome. And Nikki as well, our lovely calamari stitcher or angel. Calamari angel, is there such a thing? An angelic version of calamari, okay? And who else have we got? Ligda is also here as well. Hello. And oh, another Jackie, of course, Jackie Turner is also here as well. Welcome. And Rachel is also here. And our 6, the alien, okay? The alien is back. Top tier alien, that's 6. And Angelique is also here. So good to have you. And let's have a look. Who else have we got? Oh, I'm so happy for you, Sarah. And everybody loves Sarah, right? She's our favorite. And Samantha as well. Welcome. And who else? Lenny is here as well. And Ruth, the Map Pie. And Stitcher. Hello, hello. Welcome back. And let's have a look. And yes, absolutely amazing, everyone. So welcome. And Clara has just joined us as well. How nice of you to join me for today's stitching. And I cannot wait. You know, this is one of my favorite, well, I don't want to say my favorite time of the day because my partner is going to complain. Of course, my partner and Dolly is probably going to complain as well. But other than those 2 individuals, you are my favorites, okay? So I just cover all bases, so I'm not going to get into trouble. So here we go. So today, this piece is the Little Cake Shop Max Colors. I'm working on 25 counts pre-gridded fabric, as you can see. Let me zoom in a little bit more here. And a lot has been going on with this piece, and I kind of switch back and forth with locations, but also stitching method as well. But you probably have noticed recently, I've been sort of practicing quite a lot of color flow as well. I'm really loving it. And that's what I'm going to be doing today. Okay, so up to last session, if I remember correctly, I was doing block by block parking, which I enjoy. But today I'm going to start to ease the edges a little bit and start to bring color flow into the way I'm stitching this method. And I do find, you know, even though I'm just started doing color flow just recently, because this is a new version of method, a stitching method by Gemma Stitches. Okay, Gemma Stitches is the channel name. And look up for the lady. She's an original stitcher, an original thinker. Okay, I really love her. And so this is kind of a new version. I think she just started stitching this way maybe for the last year or so. But previously she had an original method. So I've been doing her original method for quite a while. And but I do find that her method and block by block parking, they work quite well together. If you're bored of one way, you can switch to the other and then back and forth, because most, you know, the methods are flowing diagonally on a high level. So in a way, if you go, well, I'm just you know, a bit bored of block by block stitching, you can start to blend the corners in, just like I'm going to do today. Okay, so it's fun. I mean, switching methods is one of the best things you can do for your stitching, because it freshens everything up and allows you to kind of approach your piece in a different way. I do this all the time, and I'll keep doing it, switching back and forth. As you can see, my this area above here, I did sort of minimum to max within this area. So I'll come back to this area at some point. At the moment, I like to stitch things that are not sealing all the walls. And technically, I'm stitching the wall portion of the piece today, but it's got a lot going on there. So here I am. So I'm using DMC floss 1/1 and full cross. Okay, so this is quite a standard. I think if you stitch heaven and earth pieces, the PDFs, the charts always by default recommend 25. Not so much recommend, but everything is calculated based on 25 counts. So this is where I am. And so here we go. So my strategy today would be start to smooth out these sharper corners and start to introduce color flow way of stitching. And if you wonder what it is, you will find out. And also watch the previous few sessions I've got, particularly for vintage toys, which is a new start for me. And I'm kind of stitching this way. Okay, and I'll, you know, as I'm stitching, I will kind of talk a little bit about why this method is nice to do and the benefits and also maybe disadvantages as well. So, you know, every method has its pros and cons. So, you know, you just pick and choose what works for you at that moment in time. And let me know, guys, what you're working on today, okay? And Thursday, I can't believe tomorrow's Friday again. Where's time gone? And let's have a look. Angelique says, still quietly lurking because my hands are acting like total drama queens. But this looks fantastic. What happens to your hands, Angelique? Why are your why are your hands being drama queens? Oh dear. The body parts, they have they have lives of their own. You never know. But you're the governor, okay? You're the master of your body. Here we go. So I am going to just pick the areas that kind of look inviting, but my goal would be starting to smooth out these corners, sharper corners there. So I am going to have a look at my chart here and find my spot. It's important to find the correct spot. I don't want to start on the wrong foot, you know. No visit from Miss Frog, from Fudgy, or Mr. Frog today. I'm not interested. All right. And so this is the first stitch of my choice. So unlike normally when I do warm-ups, I try to pick a color that's stronger and also more stitches as well, so I can warm up for a little bit. But with this method, I'm going to just pick the ones that looks inviting, and I'll start stitching. And this one is 3A61. 3A61 for this one, just one stitch and park. Okay, this is how we flow with color flow. And I think the biggest attraction for me with this method, and also Gemma's method, is the fun of it. It's great fun to do. It's like trying to solve a puzzle as you move forward, and make stitching really fun to do. And not as it's not fun normally, but it's introduces a slightly different dimension on top of what you normally do. You're not just trying to fill in the colors. You're building up a strategy as you move forward. And also, as you can see, as you do so, you're leaving no gaps behind, meaning no ninja stitches. So only two methods that I know that can create this effect, which is either you stitch row by row, you know, then there's no gaps behind, you basically complete as you move forward, or Gemma's method. Both methods create the same effect. So it's quite nice because you don't have to worry about going back and look for stitches kind of hidden everywhere. So some pieces you don't mind, or personally I don't mind. For 28 counts currently, I don't particularly feel like parking. Maybe I'll try this method on 28 at some point, but 28 at the moment, I'm pretty much doing cross country and it's been working well. Maybe at some point, if I'm bored of that, I might, try out this method as well. Who knows? I can do whatever I want. And let's have a look. Rose has joined us as well. Hello. And we also have Bess Williams from New Zealand. It's morning the next day for Bess. And who have we got here? And Kelly as well. Welcome. And Clara says, my turn aqua blue. I think that means 2 months of membership. Yes, Clara. So each month it has, the color changes slightly. I think up to, I don't know, YouTube kind of has its own thing going there. So well done. Thank you for your support, Clara. And who else have we got here? And Susan is working on Christmas Village. And Kelly is working on Christmas Time as well. I presume that's the name of the piece. And Between Laundry and Choice, yes. A lot of stitches juggle stitching with, real life tasks. They get in the way sometimes, but they have to be done. I get it. Absolutely. But hopefully we keep you company. And a lot of stitches, when they're, watching the stream or replay, they're actually doing other things. Maybe the chores, maybe traveling, or maybe sleeping. So this stream, this channel is multitasking, providing different services for different stitches all day long, every day. So that's what we're doing here. And this one's got a few stitches, which is quite nice. So you basically are building stitches from the edge bit by bit. So no floating stitches, okay, for this one. And that's why you never have to go back and find sort of, loose stitches. So, and let me just cut this bit off. And of course, you can tell that this is a parking method, okay? It makes a lot of sense to park with this method. And Nikki says, did you buy the toy Wonderama? It's a sale. Yes, I'm going to, Nikki. Thank you, Nikki. So you guys know I started this piece called Vintage Toys. I love that piece. I'm so happy with that piece. It's kind of my dream pattern, just like this one. And I was wondering, because the title is called Vintage Toys 2. It's by Aimee Stewart. And I was wondering, where is 1 then? And I couldn't find 1. So I presumed that maybe it was discontinued or something happened. But it turned out, Nikki posted the markup as well. It's under a different name. It's called, let me check Nikki's comment again. It's called Wonderama. Toy Wonderama. So I don't know why they're not following the naming convention, because it's very confusing. So, but sounds like, Nikki, that's the first one. And I can tell because the style is very similar, but it's even more vintage. I think it's even more vintage than Vintage Toys. And I love it. So I'm definitely getting the pattern. And you guys know by now, if I get a pattern, I'm going to work on it at some point. I don't know when exactly, but if it's in my folder, I have plans for it, okay? I do not collect patterns for fun. For me, if I'm getting a pattern, I'm doing it. So yes, Nikki, thank you so much for pointing that out. no way I could have worked that out. And also, I think I probably seen that version before, and I just presume that it's no longer there. So thank you, Nikki. Kelly says, tomorrow is my hubby's birthday. Oh, we're inundated by birthday boys and girls. It definitely counts. Okay, get a hubby on here and watch the channel. But happy birthday in advance for Kelly's husband. Okay, I hope you're doing something nice together. And definitely get the husband to listen to Yogi as well. Many stitchers, their husbands enjoy our stream as well. They might not know what we're talking about at all, but it's good fun, isn't it? Good. And the next one, I'm going to introduce 318. 318. Let's see how we're doing with Spooky Bingo today. Okay, let's hope we have a few, because it's nice to synchronize, isn't it? It's like having these moments of being, you know, I think this is why people love stitching together. There's some togetherness that we enjoy. And, you know, Spooky Bingo is one of the enjoyments. 318. 318. We need a new strand here. 318. I remember trying to kit up this project, because this was happening at a time before I had a master set. So I actually created the entire set just for this piece, and it was the first time I tried to kit up a max color, and I think this was when I decided to get a full set of DMC, because up to this point, I was trying to get bits and pieces together as far as DMC goes. And, you know, up to projects like this, I never needed so many colors. But with this one, it was close to, you know, 2040. So I thought it was going to be a complete nightmare to buy the colors individually. And so I went for it. I went for the wooden chest, you know, the DMC one is so beautiful, and is sitting in my room right now. I decided to go for it like a treat for myself, okay? And I had to talk myself into it, because I was thinking, well, I'm not going to spend this much money on a hobby, which I didn't even know whether I was going to like or not. And I thought back and forth, comparing prices everywhere. And finally, I got the wooden chest from Amazon, and with relatively good price, actually. I think it depends on the location. Some places, the chest was priced at nearly £500, £450 to £500. And I think on Amazon at that time during COVID, I don't know whether COVID had anything to do with it, it was just over £300. So I was quite lucky. Not saying that's a small amount of money at all, but you know, for a beautiful set like that, I think it, you know, I got a bargain. So Ruth says, it's already Friday here. Yes, I think for our stitchers in Australia and New Zealand, it's already next day. There you go. So this one, I'm able to stitch a few more here. So it's nice, because the last session I was in the air stitching zone, and today I might go back and dip in and out of it, but I have a little bit of you know, visible stitches to play with, so I'm happy. So the difference, fundamental difference with Gemma Stitch's original method and color flow is this you're about to see. Okay, so with Gemma's original method, you try to keep everything in a diagonal line, and that's kind of one of the driving force of the method, is to constantly look for stitches that you can smooth out. Okay, but with color flow it's a little bit more forgiving. So if you try Gemma's method and it just didn't work for you, you can try this one. So for instance, now I'm about to make a stitch that was not legal to make, you know, for Gemma stitches. I'm going to allow the stitch to stick out of the edge, because for Gemma's method, if the stitch above is not done yet, you need to complete the stitch above and the one on the left first. But with color flow, I'm pretty sure I have seen Gemma's sort of with a sort of actual stitch with me. She has stitches like this on her fabric. So that made me happy. That means there are occasions, instead of saving this stitch later on and come back, just do that one stitch, you can just do it. But only one stitch should be sticking out, not two. Okay, so I think that's I'm within the safe zone, I think. And I am going to part my stitch over here. And as I'm stitching, I think the best way to learn this method is to actually try it and learn as you go, because there's some ground rules, but also it's very nuanced. So you know, the best way to do it is just keep doing it and try to make better choices each time. Let's have a look. Yes, celebration for Kelly's husband, but very nice. And Chrissy is stitching one of the charts from Stitches So Beautiful, Christmas song called Cookies and Cacao. Oh, that sounds delicious already. It's like me. I'm stitching very food-based pattern. I love stitching food, comfort food. Okay, Nikki, no calamari. Okay, no onion rings. It's calamari rings. We're talking about comfort food here, and I am going to smooth out this corner a little bit. So everything. So I'm sort of using the method for this area. Pretty much. If I zoom out a little bit, previously, for whatever reason, I kind of had a hard stop up to this point. So I'm going to respect that for this area and try to fill in this area using color flow method. So that's my plan. And then from then on, then I'll decide what to do next. Here, so I am going to introduce this color here, which is 647, 647, 647. And it's not unusual to have multiple strands of the same color being planted on different area of the area that you're working on. But it's about managing it so you don't have too many duplicates. So it's one of the kind of efforts you make. So this is where the strategy comes in, and that makes it really fun. All right, I'm going to start to smooth out this corner here to make it more diagonal. Yes, Suzanne is working on Unicorn Valley, of course, yes. And it's going to be like that till the end of the year, I think. 88%. You are very close to 90%. When it comes to 90, it's literally the final sprint. Final 10%. It's a beautiful piece. Oh, Angelique has got a condition, and the Dutch weather is treating it like a personal voodoo doll. Oh dear, Angelique. Yes, and I hope it's manageable right now, and take it easy. You know, if for any reason it's not comfortable to stitch right now, you can just watch Yogi stitching. Yes, I'll stitch for you. Just one stitch here. And 318 will be the next, literally just one stitch, and I parked. So you need to have a little bit of patience. But once you plant all the seeds here, all the threads here, things will start to flow a little bit more. You know, there's a little bit more color switches because I'm literally just starting to plant my part threads here. 318. Sarah says, we're having chicken Alfredo tonight and then do barbecue dinner on Sunday to celebrate my birthday. That is amazing. That's a great plan. Chicken Alfredo, is that it's kind of a creamy thing? Yes. And barbecue dinner. I hope the weather is going to be good. You know, in the UK, if you want it to rain, just plan a barbecue. It's guaranteed it rains. Nikki says, at this rate, I might as well get a whole set of DMC cones. I wonder if you can get all colors, technically. Not encouraging you, okay, Nikki? You do you. But I wonder if they have all the colors in cones. Or maybe just the colorful ones. Probably, maybe only wholesale. Maybe only for companies like Heaven and Earth or Gecko Rouge or whatever, where they put kits together, stitching kits together. Because normally, normal people, and I emphasize the word normal people wouldn't normally need combs, you know, because why? And Nikki, you should do one of those vintage toys. Do you not think they're so pretty and so fun as well? You know, I know you're starting about 10 pieces in January. Why not add one more and join me? So I will be getting the toy, the other piece, and also both of the companion pieces for a traveling library in Max colors. So they just came out a couple of days ago. 3042. 3042. 3042. I'm planting seeds. 3042. It's a purple. Says, even Gemma breaks the rules sometimes. Yes, I love that. And, you know, because I wasn't super sure whether it's kind of legal to allowed to have stitches sticking out like that. And I was browsing through her her stitch with me, and there's some of them on the thumbnails. Literally, you could see this kind of formation. So I had a sign of relief, because sometimes it's real pain with Gemma stitches, and I think that's why a lot of people kind of give up, because it requires a lot of discipline to stitch one over here and then park at this stitch, just for the sake of maintaining that diagonal line. A lot of people just go, well, I'm gonna just stitch it anyway. And I'm glad that you know, this updated version or newer version, that Gemma is actually, you know, allowing herself to do this. And it doesn't break anything. You still have all the benefits of the method. You know, they're not floating, and they're not boxed in, so still perfectly working there. So I am going to plant this one over here. Let me tease this one down. And I find the stitches are so flat and so even with this method, because you're not trying to jam your needles in between stitches, and everything's so nice and neat. You're just stitching one by one away from the edge. Michelle Fuller says, lurking from work club, dyeing wool again today. Beautiful. Enjoy stitching. Great to have you, Michelle Fuller. And enjoy whatever you're doing. Thank you for saying hello. It's always good to have you. Alison Rainey, hello. Alison says, good evening, evening everyone. Working on mini steampunk cat by Artisy, having to use markup as cannot get the files to Saga, trying to remember how it works. So what were you using before then? Why not Pattern Keeper? And I wonder why you couldn't get it to Saga. These two, and I'm going to pop down to there. Let me take a sip of my water, and I've got some coffee waiting for me as well. And let me know what you're drinking. The power drinks. The needle and the Dutch is here as well. Hello. All right then, next one. And I think it's, you know, as I'm doing more of this method, it's like a language you practice. The more you use it, the more fluent you are. So I think now I can kind of, I don't need to stop and think about it as much. I think that's a good sign. So 03, one of those rare first 35 colors making appearance. Number 3. A needle and a Dutch is starting a new piece, World of Disney. 720,000 stitches. So that's the similar size as my Gecko Rouge. That's big. Needle and a Dutch. What fabric count are you doing it with? I'm guessing 28 because it's really big, or maybe 25. 25 is doable. Probably not 14 count, you know? Jackie Turner says, get them now, Yogi. Hate has a sale. Exactly, I know. I think it's going to be around for a couple more days. So I've got enough time to get it. Yes, now if you want any heaven and earth patterns, now is a good time. The next sale is probably going to be January. I can't imagine they do another one if they have one now, right? One, two, three. Whoops. Susan is having hot chocolate already. And Susan, what are you working on today? Maybe you have shared already. I think I probably missed it. Carla Hill says, finished working on Christmas House 2 for the night. Oh, that gave me a scare. I thought you finished the piece already, the entire piece. So finished working on Christmas House 2 for the night, trying to reach 16% by the day. 16%! 12.75 now. Wow, you've gone really far. Yesterday I worked on that piece, and if I remember correctly, I'm just slightly over 2%. Carla. Carla is making Yogi look really bad. But I love my panda and my new teddy bear. I have a mini teddy bear. If you hadn't seen yesterday's stream, go have a look. Oh, it's so cute. Right, and that one. It's so relaxing to do this method. Oh no, Six and Nikki, they're exchanging information, like alien information. They're, oh no. I'm so scared. I don't know what they're gonna do. Buying cones and, you know, pulling all sorts of stun. Beth says, I have the classic ADHD drink trio on my desk. One for hydration, one for taste, and one for caffeine. That's hilarious. Well, I know I sometimes have 2 drinks. Well, even 3, depends on what it is. Sometimes I have a cup of coffee, like leftover, you know, some coffee I made a little bit earlier on. And I'll make a fresh cup of peppermint tea, and then I'll have water. So technically I have 3 as well. Does that make me ADHD? But I do have a tendency to do about 5 things at a time, and I catch myself doing that all the time. I'm not sure if I'm ADHD. Who knows? I don't know what makes someone ADHD. But I like to think I get to complete most things I do. I just do not do them linearly. You know, I have to do them simultaneously and then back and forth. But I like to think I complete them most of the time. I wouldn't say all the time. Alison Rennie says, mainly working on hate patterns with Saga. I can get a dice file but cannot get it download to drive. Okay, oh, so you can always look for help on our Facebook group. There are a lot of, you know, very knowledgeable people there. Hello, Ashley. Ashley says, hi, everyone. Hello, Ashley. Here we go. So next one. So it's kind of confetti here, but you know, it's probably no surprise. This is one of the most confetti pieces that I've had so far. So it's majority of the location of the areas that I've come across, because some patterns you have, you know, a little bit of confetti. Good example would be my vintage toys. It started off with a lot of 310s, you know, going quite far, even though it's max color piece as well. But this piece, no chance. It's like everywhere you turn, there's confetti. So it's kind of just confetti piece. That's it. 07. So 07. It's kind of rarely used. Here we go. It's a light brown, beige, tan color. Kelly says my vision is not adequate for 25 counts, so I doubt Hade is in my future. Well, Hade, well, you don't have to do any particular fabric count with Hade. The only reason I think people tend to do higher count, first of all, is fun, right? If that's for you, but also because some pieces are so large that it's not practical to do it on lower counts. But you know, but technically you could do them at any count you like. You can do it 14 counts or 11 counts if you can find the fabric. So I think the fabric is probably the main issue. But the thing is, if you do a quick stitch, right? Quick stitch is a lot smaller and those are mini as well. You can do them with any fabric count that you like. So that one, literally just one stitch. Do I want to park? No, I'm gonna end this one here. So I end my stitch at a certain point if the next stitch is too far away or there's no other stitches in the surrounding area. Or maybe the following stitch is in the direction. Oh, I just cut my part thread. Yeah. Be careful when you snip your end thread. I intended to, oh, never mind. I intended to, see what happened here? I just cut this part thread by accident. I actually intended to cut this one. Oh well, never mind. 07. Let's have a look. Which one is this? $3042. Susan is working on Christmas Village. And Susan, I noticed with your cards, some of them you actually do the same pattern multiple times for different cards. That is dedication. That's amazing. 3042. Here we go. Carla Hill says, yours looks inspiring, Yogi. Just made me want to stitch faster. Carla, my goal is to make you stitch slower, Carla. That's the whole point. I'm trying to get you everyone to stitch slower, so I don't. So if you were stitching slower, it means I look faster, you know, in comparison. That's my cunning plan there. Oh, Carla Hill, you're missing the the goal of what I'm doing. My cunning plan here. You know, if you're slower, that means I'm faster a little bit. Okay, again, it's a one stitch wonder, and then I'm going to part down 1, 2, 3 here. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3 down here. All right, but you can tell that the sharp corner has been smoothed a little bit already. And this one next. 05. A lot of numbers from the first 35 colors with this piece. Number 5. Carla says, I'm going to sew my first dress together with my daughter over the holiday. That sounds like fun. The first dress. Whoa, that's complicated. But it must be nice to make your own dress. I was really into sewing for a little while. You know, I was learning how to make, how do I call it, pattern making, and trying to work out how to do measurements and all that stuff. And then, but it's been a little while, quite a long while actually, since I did any kind of sewing. Okay. Beautiful. There's so much going on, and I think it's really paid off with Max colors. Travis says, I have 2 questions. Would you consider starting a new corner? Hang on. I'm slightly behind. Let me just find. Here we go. So Travis says, I have 2 questions. Would you consider starting in a new corner for a new start for New Year's? Also, could you turn a large cross piece, a cross stitch into blanket? Will it be wise? Okay, so these are the questions for the chat, I suppose. So people might have different views. And talking about blanket, Susan is stitching one. Okay, it's a curtain. It's a curtain Susan is making with Traveling Library. That it's a plan. Okay, when she finishes her Traveling Library, she's going to turn it into a curtain. It's a right shape anyway. It's a portrait shape. So what do you think, guys? Chat. Is that a good idea? I suppose blanket might be doable, even though there's probably wear and tear that you have to take into consideration. But if you look at you know, kind of stitch area, it's quite robust. It's quite thick, isn't it? So I don't know whether stitches will come off if you need to wash the piece. So I think Travis is thinking about the Pokemon piece. Are you going to turn it into a blanket? And with a new piece, would you consider in a new corner, starting in a new corner and a new start for years, for New Year's? Are you talking about like a complete new start? If it's a new start, you can start from any corner, can't you? Nikki says, now I will be starting 5 projects in a new year. Maybe are having no new start. Many are having no new start for 2026. I guess I'm making up for themselves who are. Oh, Nikki. So Nikki is actually providing a public service, okay? So for those of you who have no plans to start new ones in a new year, Nikki is doing it for you. She's starting 10, I think 10. Nikki, you think it's 5, but by the end of the year, it's going to double. Wouldn't surprise me at all. Number 6. Let me pop this one in here. Yes, Nikki is stitching for everyone. It's a service she provides, you know, particularly for New Year, because New Year is a time for, you know, Christmas, time for charity, for love, and helping other, you know, stitchers. So, yes, Nikki is stitching for 10 people. Kelly says, Travis, you could make a large cross stitch into throw quilt, but it would be hard to get the quilting stitches along with over top of cross stitches. Yes, quilting is a bit scary, isn't it? Because you're literally sewing over all the stitches. And what if you make a mistake and stuff like that? It's very hard to fix. You can fix it if you're just quilting on regular fabrics. You can undo the stitches, but on these stitches, it's going to be quite risky. I wonder if there are different ways you can turn it into a blanket of some sort, something functional. I think it's quite nice to turn finished pieces into something functional, right? Because most people frame their work, which is nice, but if you can turn it into something that's usable, that just makes it so much better, for me anyway. Hang on, I'm just trying to catch up with the chats. One stitch here and then few at the bottom, so it's quite nice. It's nice to do more than one stitch with this piece at a time. And I think I remember Steve said when he was working on the Halloween piece that the song we did together, I think he decided to turn the finished piece, which is not that big. I think he framed it, but at one point he was talking about turning into some sort of book cover, some sort of book protectors. You know, sometimes people have those permanent ones they use to cover their books they're reading. Something like that would be quite nice, isn't it? All right. 1, 2, 3. Susan says you could just quilt the sides and have the cross stitch in the middle. But the thing is though, Susan, is that I suppose you can just sew the sides, but the middle is going to be kind of, you kind of need something to stabilize everything. Otherwise, it's a little bit floaty, isn't it? If you know what I mean. Lovely. Oh, Kelly's saying that fabric safe spray. Oh, to stick basically a layer of adhesive to stick the layer of cross stitch. You know, there's sort of thingy, I don't know, some sort of layer that you can iron to on top of fabric and layer another fabric on top and just use a hot iron and everything sticks together. You have those, don't you? Some sort of I can't remember what it's called. It's used quite a lot for dressmaking, kind of clothes making, to strengthen certain part of fabric. What is it called? Just My Garden. Hello. Just My Garden says working from work again. Don't worry. You're not alone. We have a lot of stitchers watching from work, okay? Travis is one. Travis and Rose, right? And we have a few others. Very often when we're streaming, they're at work. So you're in good company. 3861. 3861. Let's bring in a new strand. 3861. Oh, Susan, that's probably what I'm talking about. Susan says you put a backing over the whole piece because there are sort of really thin layer of fabric, kind of, you know, that you could iron at the back of a fabric to make it stronger. Maybe that's what Susan's talking about. Hello, Andrea. Interfacing, that's why Susan knows everything. You see, she's an encyclopedia of things. Yes. Interfacing, yes. Kind of really thin, white, kind of airy fabric that you can just iron on a piece of fabric. Stabilize. Okay, interfacing. Yes, Rose is correct as well. And busy mom as well. Yes, exactly. Busy mom is at work as well because she's busy all the time. It says on the tin. So yes, we do have a work club. Okay. And park it down here. All right. So I am going to introduce, I'm going to do a couple of stitches over here. So this is interesting. This one, I might do this one first before anything. All right, 4, 5, 2, 4, 5, 2, 4, 5, 2. Let me see. And Rose says you can also use fusible fleece to make a little more sturdy, but it's thicker than interfacing. Yes, interfacing is to strengthen. Maybe it's a good idea to place it in the back of the finished piece, if that's what you decide to do so. But also to make it a blanket, you need the foam, well, the blanket bit, don't you? Then you can stitch or sew a finished piece on top of the blanket element to it. I think it's called batting. Is batting the same as because you want to make it a little bit thicker, don't you? See, I know all the technical jargon. Not. Susan says, I use interfacing on the back of my cards. All right, so, okay, so you interfacing the back of the card and then glue it, I presume, on top of card to make it Christmas cards. I never thought about incorporating cross-stitching with cards. That's such a great idea. So people who get your cards can literally just frame it, you know, technically. They can literally just frame the cross-stitching part of it. Nikki. So Andrea, I'm not up to date. I didn't manage to follow your conversation with Andrea. So Andrea is starting a lot of pieces. Is she? Sorry, I'm just literally just dived into in the middle of your conversation. But Andrea, are you starting more pieces than Nikki? Dear, oh dear. We are surrounded by aliens. No kidding. Whoops. 1, 2. This one. 1, 2. How come I don't have, hang on. That one and that one. Second row. Oh, these colors are so quite light and very similar. It's very easy to get a bit confused. All right. And I'm gonna poke it down. Well, actually, I'm gonna do this one first. And then poke it down here. Very nice. Travis says, I wouldn't be surprised if I have over 200 park threads on my piece at the moment, maybe close to 300. Really? What direction are you stitching? Are you doing a diagonal? I presume you are. Let me have a sip of my coffee here. Hello, Love Drunk. Welcome. Andrea says, only 12 planned as I already got them kitted. But I'll definitely start more as I get fabric for them. Andrea. Okay, this is Andrea Skokandich. my very questionable attempt to pronounce Andrea's handles and failed. Okay, I just fell over my chair. Yes. So Andrea has 12 planned already. Nikki, you need to catch up. You only have 5. I think you should start the toy Rama thing, Wonderama, with me at some point. 5 is just so low as a number. Seriously, double it. Susan says some people do frame them, others use them as bookmarks. Oh, they're quite large for bookmarks though, but that's quite nice, isn't it? I love it, Susan. That is so nice though. You have the patience. You've probably been stitching those pieces for quite a while to build them up. And if you're wondering what I'm talking about, go to our Facebook group. If you haven't joined already, join the Facebook group. You can see Susan's Christmas cards, handmade. And Ruth says, also quilter, fusible fleece is a great idea. Oh, so it's just glue to the fabric rather than having to quilt. Is that correct? Add softness and warmth and no need to quilt it. Oh, that's a good idea. So because just the fact that you have to kind of run stitches through the finished piece, just, that makes me very nervous. So that's kind of a nice option. So you just fuse with an iron or something like that, and you've got this kind of a soft blanket. So that's a good idea for Susan as well. In 50 years, when you finish traveling library, right? You have options. Sarah says, I stitched cards for each of my grandkids' first birthdays. That is so nice. I never thought about combining those two, actually. It's the first time I've seen stitched Christmas cards or cards of any kind. That's so nice. All right, I'm going to work a little bit more of this bit. Hopefully, I can break 60 stitches today. How's that? You know? Oh, there's some extremely alien conversation between Nikki and Andrea. And I'm too scared to read it because, Suzanne says batting, wadding will tell you how far apart you can get away without quoting it. Huh. I dabble a little bit of quoting at one point, but I did really, really simple stuff. I just run stitches across, like, you know, like a square shape. I didn't do anything fancy. I did make a little blanket. It was ages ago. See, you can see this bit is kind of sticking out. And if you're doing original Gemma's method, this is not really allowed. But with color flow, you can. I think. I don't want to say it. And then Gemma is, you know, watching this and she's like going, no, you're not supposed to be doing that. So I'm making it up as I go, Gemma. Sorry. Yes, Sarah is treating aliens, you know, with our biscuits and milk, okay? Just go with it. Go with it. Roxy Wild, hello. Order fabric for winter cookie party. That's a fun piece as well. Your stitching food is so cozy, isn't it? I'm not talking about calamari, okay? Kind of comfort food like this. Hey, Claudia Catroche is here, says hello. Lurking at work today. Oh, another member of work club. There you go. We'll keep you company, okay? Oh, this is why I'm confused. Look at these two. Look at these two symbols. See? Can you see the difference? Look at this symbol. It's like a tree pointing up, okay? And watch this. There's another one. It's a tree as well, but pointing to the side. My goodness. But luckily, there are quite a lot of this type of scenario with Saga when you import patterns to Saga. So I'm going to pick one of them and change it. I'm going to change this one then, because it's going to just confuse me no end. So with Saga, you could just change any symbol and assign it a different one. Luckily, otherwise it's very confusing. Sometimes they use duplicate, the same symbol, but in this case, it's actually just very similar looking symbol. Oh, much better, much better. Oh, but that's kind of a little bit similar to the one on the right, so I'm going to change it again. I just want to pick something that's totally different from the rest of them. How about this one then? This one's different. There you go. That's much better. So with this one, I am going to pick 3042. 3042. There we go. I've got one already. There. One, two. Mandy Moran says, Yogi, have you bought anything in the hay sale? Not quite yet, but I'm planning to get a few. I've got a few things on my wish list. And so the ones you probably can guess would be the 2 companion pieces, right, for Aimee Stewart. So I'll get those, the max color ones. And then I'll get the companion piece, I think, for the toy, vintage toy. And maybe one other piece. I'm not quite sure yet. I'll when I go back before the sale ends, I'll have a look at my wish list. Maybe one more piece I'm considering getting. And what about you then, Mandy? Rose says, I learned to quilt about 2 years ago and I love it. And just as cross-stitching, both are calming and just what I need to get through my days. That's nice. Because are you doing machine quilting or hand quilting? Because the only thing about machine quilting, even though it's really fast, I do find that the sound of the sewing machine I find it slightly stressful. If I want a peaceful, kind of quiet thing to do, sewing is kind of not really my choice. And also I have to watch out for the time as well. I try not to use my sewing machine past 10 p.m. ish because, it makes noises. But hand quilting is different. Hand quilting might be quite nice to do. It's slower, but oh, and also is Betty Lou Taylor here? Because big thanks to Betty Lou Taylor. She was the one that ordered the max colors for the companion pieces for us. So big thank you to Betty. She did it for the traveling library as well. Yes, Betty Lou Taylor is here. Oh, sorry, I'm just catching up the chat here. Six says, Yogi, you could do your hay sale shopping in your live session. Could be fun. Learning experience for all of us. Well, I need to learn from you then, because I'm, comparing to Nikki and some of you, I'm buying very small number of patterns. I don't know what is there to learn though, Six. It's just putting things in the basket. Even though you never know, sometimes patterns just magically just jump into your basket as you're about to check out. And sometimes they will go, Madame, would you like to supersize your patterns? And sometimes you say yes. Oh dear. I don't know. It's very dangerous. All sorts of things could happen with live shopping. But yes, it's a strange phenomena that sometimes happens to stitchers, that patterns just jump into your basket as you check out. I mean, you have it's not you. You didn't do it. It just happens. 648. 648. But I always put things I kind of like, I'm drawn to, and just put them on my wish list, and I go back to look at them from time to time. Kind of each time. Sometimes I like them more, and sometimes I kind of go, I don't know what I was thinking, and remove it. So I like to allow it to kind of, to have some time to be in the waiting room rather than just check them out instantly. Because as I said, if I do buy a pattern, I intend to work on it. Because why else do you want a pattern, right? Betty, which pattern are you guys talking about? Stewart in Stitches is working on it. Oh, I missed the previous comments. Tell me which one. That one, done. And part to the right. 1, 2. That one. Nice. Rose says I could do both, referring to quoting. I machine piece the blocks and sew them together into quote top, and I add batting and hand quilt with a giant hoop. Oh, a giant hoop, a needle. Wow. Yes, I did enjoy. I'm trying to think, because quoting is one thing, and then there's patchwork, isn't it? Patchwork, I'm totally hopeless, because it's like a really badly put together jigsaw puzzle. My pieces. When I stitch the pieces together, normally supposed to look really neat. For me, they always come out kind of distorted. So I kind of got really frustrated with it and gave up on it. But quoting part of it, if it's just a straightforward piece and just, I just need to do some hand quoting, I can do a little bit. But any kind of intricate patterns I can't do. All right, this one, I might color flow a little bit more with this, because it's got a whole cluster, whole group of stitches here. This is when you flow with the color. Sig says your favorites need to simmer for a bit. I understand. That's totally the right word, simmering. It's just allowing to kind of, slowly stew in your mind until the moment I felt, totally convinced this is a piece I would like to work on at some point. Because sometimes you look at a pattern, you say, oh, I love it. And then I go back and look at it again and just go, oh, I'm not feeling it. And so those patterns that have stayed on my pattern for a little bit, I know there's a good chance that I'll like to get them and work on them. So I rarely buy patterns, out of impulse. Oh, hang on. I've counted it. cut this one kind of incorrectly. It's not frogging, okay, guys? This is very light reverse stitching, very, very light. All right, 2 stitches. It's from here. Betty says, stitch is so beautiful. Frost and velvet Santa pattern. Absolutely gorgeous. Oh, is that the one you were talking about? Carla says, so 23, 36 past 23. Okay, nearly midnight. See you later, Carla. Nighty night. Yes, Rose, but do you not think patchwork is kind of quite tricky to do? It's like putting different shapes of fabric together, and by the time I sew them, they come out totally twisted. I'm just not very good at sewing, hand sewing. See, I'm color flowing because it's this bit, it's got quite a few stitches together. I'm just waiting for Gemma to come and shout at me and go, no, what are you doing? But this is my interpretation of color flow, I think. Because you're flowing with colors, isn't it? Gemma, help me out here. All right, but I'm going to part from this point. I'm not going to go further. All right. That doesn't look too bad. I'm not boxing in. I'm not floating. Oh, 6. Have mercy. Have mercy for... Oh, for Susan. Oh, not me then. Oh, thank God. Is Susan frogging then? Poor Susan. Which Susan? Oops. So Nikki's asking, who bought the chart? Where daydreams and shadows meet. Is that the title of a pattern, or is that just a statement? Where daydreams and shadows meet. That's Twilight Zone, okay? This one is slightly trickier. I'm going to do these two. Lynn Rose, hello. So my question is, what's the difference between the max color and supersize? I have stitching shelf in max colors, but there's a supersize and then color expansion. Okay, chat. Help Lindsay, help Lynn out. Let me do these two. Yes, it took me a while to figure out the differences as well, because this is very heaven and earth specific. Those terms are not used by other companies, as far as I know. Supersize maybe, or maybe not. But the color expansion and the max colors, etc., they're very heaven and earth specific. Beth says, the hate sale is well timed. I finally decided I'll be starting Merry Mushroom Cottage with joining Aimee Stewart days. Wonderful, Beth. Roxy says, supersize is usually 8,000 plus stitches high and wide. Okay, so they do have a rule. I think regular size is about 600, isn't it? Roughly. Depends on the ratio. And Nikki says, max colors on regular size is confetti central. that's Nikki's interpretation, okay? And I just like to stress that's not what it's about. Okay, max colors and regular size is confetti central. Max colors is what I'm working on here. So there's let's put mini and the other ones aside. Just look at regular colors versus supersize. So as Roxy says, the supersize is usually 8,000 stitches height and wide. And I think for regular, 800, yes, 800 plus height and wide. And the regular size is about 600-ish, right, guys? Roughly, height and wide. And then max colors, so regular colors, the non-max colors, it's about 90 colors max. And max colors is about 240 colors maximum. Sometimes it can be slightly less. And supersize can come in regular. Hang on, guys. So supersize, do you get supersize in 90 colors as well, or are they always max colors? That's a good question. I bet they could be either, right? But if you think about it, max supersize 90 colors sounds a little bit like, maybe not enough. Because supersize is really big. Nikki says color expansion is about 130 and 150 colors. Mini confetti central. Is that, Nikki, is that how you gauge colors? Just how confetti it is? Not necessarily, because, just like this piece, that's max color versus my vintage toys, I would say this one is far more confetti than vintage toys at this point anyway. Even though both of them are not supersize, both of them are max colors. And in fact, vintage toys has the max 240 colors, whereas this one is 138 or something like that. So it's more of a combination of the stitches rather than number of the colors, I think. Because vintage toys at this point doesn't feel too bad with the confetti. Roxy says there's 6 portals at 1,200 wide is probably one of the largest patterns out there. I think there's, I don't know the exact stitch counts, but Gecko Rouge has one. I think Ring from our group, this group here, is working on a world map. And Nikki as well. Nikki's got a pattern. I think it's the same pattern the Ring's working on. It's the world map. I think it's bigger, right, Nikki? I don't know whether you have the stitch count on top of your head. I think it might be bigger than 6 portal, but 6 portals is very big. It's very big. It's one of the biggest out there. My Gecko Rouge is a little bit less, but not that much. My Gecko Rouge is huge as well. But I do like it big, I'm kind of, In New Year, I'm starting a supersize max color as well. And Beth is giving an example. Mary Mushroom regular is 700 by 499, which is about 500. And 90 colors, supersize max color is, nearly 1,000. 999 width and 714 height and 239 colors. So supersize can go as wide as 1,000 stitches. So it probably varies, depends on the pieces. Even though the height is not quite 800, but the width is nearly 1,000. Yes, so I think for people who are new to Heaven and Earth, when they see SSMC, that doesn't make any sense, right? MC also doesn't make any sense. But, it's just easier way of saying supersize, max colors. That's what it is. Yes, Nikki. So Nikki doesn't like confetti, but she chose to work on to do 6 portals. So 6 portals, clearly very confetti. But Nikki's enjoying it. So Nikki, you are secretly enjoying confetti, actually. You're just pretending that you don't. You love it. One, two, three. 1, 2, 3. Yes. This one's nice. It's got a few stitches to go. The Tangled Scan Crafter. Hello. I love the name. And she says, well, I'm assuming it's a she, okay? If it's a gentleman, let me know. Wave your hands. So she says, I've supersized and max colors, a stitch in time, and it's 999 width by 714. Okay, so very similar size as the mushroom piece, mushroom village, and 237 colors. Going to take me many years to stitch it. Yes, you don't say. Yes, we know. Supersize, max colors. Yes, it's going to take a little while. And Nikki says the World Wonders map is 2.5 million stitches. Okay, it makes 6 portals look like a mini. Yes, I think, Nikki, the World Wonders, so it's a proper name, is it? I just call it World Map. I think it may be the biggest cross-stitching pattern out there. I mean, I don't mind being challenged. If you know of a pattern that's bigger than 2.5 million stitches, come forward. Nikki wants to know, because Nikki would like to stitch that as well. Just bring it on. I think the the lady I was talking about from Instagram I'm following, who is stitching a Middle Earth map. I don't know the size of that one. That looks pretty big as well, but I doubt very much it's as big as the world map. I think the world map by Colin Thompson might be the biggest cross-stitching pattern out there. Travis is competitive. Travis says, my Pokemon piece is 529 by 903. Okay, it's more portraits, isn't it? So it's not quite 1,000, but 900, just over 900 stitches height. That's really big as well. And also Travis, that piece is on quite low fabric count as well. It's 14, right? 14 count, so it's huge. Travis says, post a picture, I remember, with him holding the piece. And yes, it's big. Nikki says, Pattern Keeper stops counting my world map after 950 stitches at the top. But it's 21,098 stitches wide. What? So Pattern Keeper has a limit? So it stopped processing. Stop processing the pattern beyond a certain stitch count. Oh dear, you just broken Pattern Keeper. What about Saga? So how are you going to track it if you're working on it, right? Does Saga have a limit as well? The pattern is so big, it breaks a Pattern Keeper. That's what it is. Roxy Wild says, oh, so true. Roxy Wild says, quick stitch is never a quick stitch. No, and mini is not mini either. Do not be fooled, okay? You know, when I first started, when first discover Heaven and Earth, and I thought, well, I'm a new stitcher, I'm baby stitcher. Let me do a little mini here. And I realized there's nothing mini about it. I mean, smaller in comparison, but what are we comparing it to? You know, you can compare an elephant to some sort of giant. The elephant might look small, but elephants are not small. Oh, I'm flowing out with the color. And Gemma is screaming. No, Yogi, what are you doing? But I'm not floating. No floating stitches, Gemma. I'm following the rules. You know, you call it color flow, so I'm flowing with colors. What's wrong with that, Gemma? All right. I'm freestyling a little bit, okay? It's okay. Everything's under control. It's very confetti, this area. Nikki says, I like supersize max colors, but not regular size. So supersize, can you get 90 colors for regular colors, or are they always max colors? Because 90 colors for supersize doesn't sound like enough, does it? I want more colors. Maybe they can have a super, well, I don't know. They've got max colors. What's beyond max? Like off the limit colors. How about 500 colors per piece? Why not? Push a limit. Roxy Wiles says, I don't think I'll ever be ready for supersized max colors. That's what I thought. Not so much I didn't think I'll be ready for it. I wasn't particularly drawn to it until I came across Sleep Time, which I'm starting in the new year. It's a supersized max color. For some reason, the pattern just calling for max size. You know, at a checkout, they asked me, do you want to supersize it, madam? And I just say, yeah, of course. What are you thinking? Go for it. And then, yes, that's it. The rest is history. Because prior to that, I always thought, well, supersize is just big, you know. But now there's certain patterns you just go, yes, it has to be big to be beautiful. Big is beautiful. It's a slogan for something else. Rachel says, there's one that's 20 meters long. Yes, it's almost the entire length of my house. But what fabric count? Are you referring to the size of a pattern? But it really depends on what fabric count you do it in, isn't it? So the number of stitches become relevant. And which piece is it though? Rachel says it's like 8,000 stitches long. 8,000 stitches width. Someone on YouTube is stitching it as a Chinese printed kid. 8,000? I'm trying to process that number. So supersize is 800 width, and this one's 10 times wide. What? What's on it? Like Google Map. You know, they just print the whole Google Map on top. Turn into a pattern. That's ridiculous. So Nikki, how are you going to work on the world map piece if the app cannot even track it? How are you going to do your extreme cross country? It will not be possible. We need a new app. Developers, put your head together. Help out Nikki. Rachel says Stitch Chin Dreamer on YouTube is doing it. It's called Along the River during, oh dear. Is that actually 8,000? It's not possible. And also printed kits, the stamp kits, they tend to be lower count in fabric as well, like the canvas. Oh dear, I can't even imagine what kind of size are we talking about? That's crazy. All right, I'm going to park it here. I may be breaking some rules here, okay? Don't mind me. I'm not sure this is allowed in with color flow, but I'm doing my best. I'm doing my best. Do not tell Gemma, okay? I'll just cover the crime scene quickly. Betty says Yogi's supersized max color sleep time is 999. Oh, is it? Oh, I didn't realize it was that wide. Yes, it's probably close to 1,000 stitches by 713. Tip of the hat. I don't have any supersize yet. Oh, Betty, you know, as soon as you go, I'll never do something, it's not for me, that's what you're going to be doing next. That happens to me all the time because, you know, prior to getting sleep time, I was going, well, I don't feel the need to do supersize. You know, I'm very happy with regular size, you know, perfectly fine. Why do I need it bigger? And lo and behold, oh, I didn't realize it's that wide as well. Oh, I got my fabric. I should have known that. Nikki says the world's largest cross stitch, the Battle of Gunwald. Almost 8 million stitches. 50 people worked on it in stitches. 50 people in pieces and assembly it together. 8 million. But the theme doesn't sound very comforting. It doesn't sound like cozy stitching. Battle over the ground wall. Is it some sort of Lord of the Ring thingy? Sounds a little bit like that. I have no idea. That's insane. Well, I suppose technically you could chart really large piece, right? The question is, does anybody want to stitch it? Roxy says, oh, very good point, Roxy Wild. Yes, I was talking about having maybe extreme max color for 500. And Roxy says DMC is only 480 something. Yes, I think that's true. Or maybe depending on whether you include the specialty ones, but regular ones, the cotton ones, I think is about 480 or maybe a little bit more, 500. I don't know. Imagine an entire piece using up the entire set of DMC. All right, let me see. Yes, I am parking down 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3 here. Diana says DMC doesn't have 500 colors. We have to make up new ones then. Susan say only supersized fries and Coca-Cola. Okay. Oh, let me take a sip of my coffee. Diana says Works by ABC has a pattern that uses 324 colors, but I don't know of one that uses them all. 324. Okay, so that's quite a lot more than 240. Works by ABC. So ABC is a chart creator, I presume. Andrea says, I can now just listen as we're driving. Yes, safe driving. Yes. Maybe we need to keep the topics a little bit more conservative. We don't want to give Andrea a shock of her life and she's gonna, you know, start driving zigzag. That's not good. Roxy says, I have heard of the 324 pattern. Not my kind of thing. And how large is the piece? Imagine it's like a stamp size. And then I think that's 324. There are only 350 colors, stitches overall, but it's got 324 colors. Nikki says the app is tracking it. Just stop at a number at the top. Yes, but it means that it's not covering the entire piece, though. And that's a problem, isn't it? But why would there be a limit? And 1,000 doesn't sound like that much. Well, not 1,000, a little bit more. Rose says, I just looked at Wonders of the World. Sadly, the price is way out of my reach. Oh, Rose, you're talking about the Gecko Rouge one, the one Nikki has. Nikki was very happy, very lucky. Nikki got the pattern, right, Nikki? Before Gecko Rouge turned into a kid-only company. It was quite a little while ago. I don't know when they turned into kids exclusive company. But yes, so Nikki's got the pattern only. No one else does. And now if you want that piece, yes, you have to buy the whole lot. And it's not cheap at all. Nikki says, I think your Gecko Rouge is supersized. Yes, I think it's considered large size. I don't know I can't remember how they phrase it. Oversized. I think they Gecko Rouge call it oversized pattern, and mine is considered one of them. Even though comparing to yours, mine is like a stamp size, right, Nikki? You know, mine might be an elephant size, but comparing to a double-decker bus, the elephant looks small. All right, then, let me move up a little bit and maybe do this bit for a change. Been doing a lot of kind of beige and brown for a little bit. And this block, I've got a lot of part threads. So the groundwork has been done. One stitch. Betty Lou Taylor's, I'm sort of thinking about supersized max colors, the storyteller's view. You know what? You know, Betty, you do have a point there, because that piece, in my mind, I just kind of imagined it as an epic piece, right? Because it's so long and it covers so much. And so I was a little bit surprised when I found out the size of the piece for regular size. Because last time we had a look, and in my mind, I thought it was going to be huge. But in fact, it's actually kind of small considering how much is going on that piece. And, you know, since you brought it up, Betty, supersize is actually, I think it would work quite well for that piece, for the full expression. You know, you don't want anything to get blurry or cut off with that, you know, kind of, you don't want to cut corner with that piece. That's what I mean, because it's such an epic picture, isn't it? So I think, Betty, you're onto something there. I'm, you know, just saying. Do you not think, guys? Nikki, what do you think? Supersize traveler's view, a storyteller's view, rather. Let me see. There. Confetti Festival is coming up with this block. But am I surprised? No. It's been like this with this piece all along. Um, Betty Hankins says they have 4A2 colors. Oh, as in DMC. They'll be at that magic 500 numbers before you know it. I think they probably add colors as they go, don't they? Who knows? We might get 500 at some point. One, two. Travis says there are 3 pieces I really want to get. There's Animal Bookshelf by Aimee Stewart. Animal Bookshelf. A Hogwarts castle. Okay, Harry Potter for Tia, and a different Pokemon piece with 3, 2, 9 colors. So when you say for Tia, are you stitching for her, or is she stitching as well? Does Tia stitch as well? Get them to get on board. Seriously. All right, this one I'm gonna move it a little bit to the left here. Nikki says the symbols are there in the app and it's tracking. Well, I know. I'm just asking whether it's showing the entire pattern or not. If it's not covering the entire map, entire chart, it's a problem, isn't it? Two. This is labor of love. All right. Here we go. Just 2 stitches. Sig says, how many stitches will it be supersized? Are you referring to the Aimee Stewart piece? I think that one is landscape, quite wide. But I was surprised at how small that piece is, the regular size. All right, I'm going to park it over here. Ah, I see. Nikki says, unless people have to find rows of fabric that will not supersize it. None of the height chart goes above 9,000. But does it have to go over 9,000 though? What is the width of traveler's view again? Is it close to 1,000 already? They can just make it a little bit wider, because I remember the height is actually only 300 and something, isn't it? But why wouldn't they go over 900, 1,000? Because apparently there are larger, much larger pieces out there are being stitched. Ah, I know, Travis. Do you mean Animal Kingdom? Aimee Stewart, Animal Kingdom. Yes, that's a really fun piece. I know there are a couple of people in the group stitching that one as well. Ah, Nikki says Storyteller is at 825 for width already. Okay. I'm sure people will get quick stitches for it. All right, so regular size of that piece is already 825 in width. Okay. They can just make it a little bit larger, can't they? And why stop there? You know, if you have pieces that's larger than 1,000 stitches width or height, people are going to find ways to stitch it. They're going to find fabric for it, maybe just on smaller fabric counts, you know. Yes, Nikki pointed out as well, it's got amazing Animal Kingdom. And yes, you know, Travis, that would be a really good one to stitch, because as you stitch each animal, you can teach Marek, you know, to recognize them one by one. This one is giraffe. This one is little squirrel. And here's a little frog as well. I don't know whether I've got a frog in that piece, you know, all these jungle animals. All right, let me do this bit then, coming back to this bit. Right. So I've got one over here already. Oh dear. Andrea says, Andrea, are you driving still? Are you okay typing? Andrea says, I have a height and it's 999 by 999, supersized, and have trouble finding fabric. I have to get a 32 count. That's the biggest that will fit. Really? So what happens to I can't remember the okay, so 999 by 999 is quite big, isn't it? Because I'm trying to recall the stitches, height and width for my Gecko Rouge. But then, who's that? Nikki, your world map piece, surely. I think the problem is the width, isn't it? Because height, but you can turn, so with a row of 25 count, for instance, how many stitches can you fit in with a width? Or 20, or maybe 28 counts. I don't know. My head is spinning. 1, 2, 3, 4. 2, 3, 4. I think the issue with the traveler's view is the width, isn't it? Because it's so drastic. It's not very tall, but very, very, very wide. Oh, let's have a chocolate break then. Why don't we? Yes, time for a bit of chocolate. Take a little break here. See, I've smoothed out this corner here. Very confetti area, so I'm quite happy with the progress. It will take a little bit of patience to get all the thread, all the part threads kind of planted. It's like planting seeds. Planting seeds. It's really pretty. Look at that. Yes, chocolate time, guys. Yes, I'm ready for a little bit of a chocolate button. Where are my chocolate button? Yes, here we go. And I have coffee as well. It's driving. Susan says, Yogi, would you be using this method for sleep time? Susan, I'm not going to tell you. It's a secret. Clickbait, okay? I need people to watch it. Susan, I'm not telling you. I'm not giving the fabric count or how I'm going to stitch it. One stitch at a time, Susan, as usual. Cheers, everyone. This bag is getting smaller and smaller. I probably need to top up very soon. Nikki says there are a few pieces they're huge, like the Sistine Chapel. Oh, from Hague. Oh dear. Yeah, that you know, for Sistine Chapel, it's got to be big. You can't do a mini, can you? You won't be able to see anything. Andrea says I'm parked. Yes, safe driving, Andrea. She says I'm parked, but trying to find fabric is hard. I know you can get larger, but don't know where to buy it from. Yeah, Nikki probably knows. Nikki's got big projects. I wonder if you get pre-cut fabric, then that's quite limited. But I'm sure there are probably sites out there. Hello, another button. They probably specialize in larger fabric. I have no idea, because there are larger pieces, you know, being stitched. Jackie Turner says Gemma Stitches get her bolts at Wool Warehouse. She says they have good prices and all sizes. Oh, do you mean fabric? Oh, I see, Nikki. So you're referring to 25 counts. So that's why they limit it to 999 stitches, because of the width. That's the maximum width you get with the roll of fabric, I'm guessing. But smaller, yes. What about 28? 28, you can go up, go higher, right? And 32, definitely. The problem with 32 is you're limited to 10 stitches. I don't think, you know, that's for everybody. But 28, you know, you can still do full cross. Chocolate time. Join me? Yes, go for it. Sorry, I'm eating. Confetti really burns calories. I think I burn at least 20 calories stitching these ones. which is double amount of calories. Normally, you probably burn 10 calories, but with confetti, twice as many. Nikki says, I bought my 2.5 yard from a small seller, but she's no longer in business for easy grid. So if you go with gridless, you know, no grid, no pre-gridding, is it more likely you get larger fabric? I wonder. It's a world I don't know, you see. Oh, Travis is still at work. I forgot. Travis says, I have to wait for another 35 minutes before I can get a coffee. Oh, Travis, I'll drink the coffee for you. All right? Oh, those people. You should be able to get your coffee whenever you want. It's human right to get coffee. Susan says, squirrel start. Well, to be honest, Susan, I still haven't made up my mind. I kind of go back and forth. There are a few really good starting points with that piece. So I have to think realistically, will I be happy, you know, to start from a certain area? Because a lot of times you have to spend a little, you know, probably months, if not more, within that area with my speed. So I have to be realistic, you know, thinking about whether I will be happy to stay there, to start from a certain location. Sis Stitches, hello. She says, I have my supersized max colored amazing Animal Kingdom on 25 counts and have done 16,000 stitches on it. Amazing. So there you go, Travis. Oh, lovely coffee. Travis, get a coffee. Betty Lou Taylor says, I don't want to stitch 32 counts. Yes, it's not for everyone, particularly if you're kind of limited to 10 stitches. You know, that kind of narrows down the options a little bit. Yes. Right, so even the Sistine Chapel on Hade is not bigger than 999 stitches. I wonder. I don't know. It really depends on. I think if you create a market, you know, you build it, they will come. I think if Heaven and Earth start to do I suppose they need a new name. What is bigger than supersize? Supersize. Then maybe the fabric vendors, they will start creating or making larger fabric available. You know, I think it's kind of a chicken and egg situation. All right, 6 portal full set is 12. Okay, so it's 1200 by 800. So clearly you can find fabric for that. 25 counts. Nikki, are you doing 25 counts on 6 portals? So you can get fabric large enough for that. Because it's quite a large size, isn't it? Oh, so Nikki has secret vendor, Stitchery Express. Nikki says, my world map is non-gridded and is a fake 25 counts, is really 30. No, I'm sure it isn't. I'm sure it's probably just the fabric shrunk a little bit. There's no 30 counts. There's no such a thing as 30 counts, is there? Fake 28 counts. Mega. Yes. Super size. Yes, mega is bigger. Sounds bigger than super size. Because super size is really just, it's relative, isn't it? Super size of what, you know? It's just bigger than regular. But mega is just mega. Yes. They have to come up with a new term. I think Gecko Rouge says oversize. But oversize makes it sound like a mistake, you know? It's too big. It's not. It's intended to be that size. Oh, Jamie Larson says, hello everyone, I just ordered the Storyteller's View Max colors. Thank you, Betty. Yes, Betty was the one that ordered the entire trio. All the 3 pieces, the Max colors were requested by Betty. Superstar. All right. The next color for me is 640. 640. $6.40. The chocolate was nice. Andrea says, width you can do larger, but the height is the problem. It really depends on the orientation of the piece, isn't it? So for traveler's view, the length you can probably the width is probably okay because you just turn the piece the other way, right? But the height, yes, one way or the other, one side cannot exceed the height or width of the fabric, isn't it? But why don't they just make bigger fabric? You know, that would be an easy solution in my mind. Where am I? Am I here? Okay, I'm here. I'm breaking 60 stitches today. Okay, you watch. I'll show it. I'll show you how it's done. Okay. Precisely, Diana. If you shrink the 28 counts, you probably become 30 counts. If you keep shrinking it, it will become smaller. That makes sense. Nikki, what did you do to the fabric to make it shrink? But the thing is, though, I washed the 25 count pre-gridded fabric for my vintage toy start. When it was dry, everything just shrank. And I panicked a little bit. I thought, oh, maybe that was a bad idea. But they kind of return to normal size once you start to stretch them, the fabric on the hoop. They just come back to normal size. I did panic a little bit. All right. This is deranged color flow method. It's a new one that I just invented. Look away, Gemma. Hmm. Nikki, do not blame the fabric, okay? Nikki says, I was wondering why I was struggling for full cross on my fake 28 counts. It's not a 10 stitch piece. It's not a 10 stitch. Really? But there's no such a thing as fake 28 counts. Okay, Nikki? You just need to pull the fabric a little bit tighter. Do not break hoops, okay? But just pull the fabric a little bit tighter. 3A60. 3A60. It's a brown. There you go. I think full coverage is a little bit like extreme sports. You know, once you get used to regular size, you want to do super size. And once you've done the super size, people are looking for larger pieces. And they just need to do something about the fabric. But the thing is, though, Nikki, so with your well mat piece, clearly, they have the fabric that's large enough, right? So does that mean it doesn't make sense though, because your piece is definitely much larger than 1,000 stitches. Here we go. So clearly, the fabric, you know, you can get fabric that's large enough for that. Oh, this one, hang on. In that case, I'll do these ones first. This one first. It's like a puzzle I have to solve. Oh, Diana, do not give Nikki ideas, okay? You don't want her to restart. She's got 5 new projects waiting for her. Just on the 1st of January, she's going to simultaneously starting 5 at the same time, you know? And so she doesn't have to restart another piece. Have mercy for Nikki. And of course, by 5th of January, she's going to have 10 instead, because she's competitive. She's going to just keep adding new pieces. Travis is asking, what fabric count would you recommend for Aimee Stewart piece, guys? What do you think, chat? So at this point, I think Travis, what's the smaller count, sort of highest count fabric you've done so far? I know you're doing a DMC, not DMC, dimensions piece as well. I can't remember what fabric count that is. Is it 16 or 18 or something like that? Clara says 25 count. I think the thing is, Travis so far has been doing lower count fabric, you know, like stamp kit. I don't know if a 25, jumping up to 25 is too drastic. Maybe not unnecessary as well. I don't know. Depending on your comfort zone. Rachel Morton says, speaking of fabric issues, I thought I read the width as 675 stitches and it's A75. Which fabric count are you referring to? Oh, and guys, what's a fat quarter? I see that everywhere when I go to websites. Is it like a fat half, fat quarter? I have no idea what it is. So anyone can help me out. That'll be nice. Rachel says, I just ordered a full yard of fabric for a pirate's life, Aimee Stewart. And we'll have to start over. I don't want to crop 5 inches. Oh dear. Nikki, there's no such a thing as 30 count, okay? I don't think. I've never heard of it. I know there's 36 count. So Travis has been working on some larger stitches as well. So going from that to 25 might be a bit much. Maybe 18 counts. What do you think? But it's quite a large piece. So if you can find a fabric, I think 18 would be a nice challenge. Rose says, I did my first full coverage on 20 count, 1/1 full cross. Full cross, I'm very happy with the coverage. As in 1/1, 20 counts. I'm trying to recall if I have any piece that's 20 counts. I don't think so. Or do I? I have 22. I don't think I've got 20 counts, so I can't really say. Or maybe I do. Yes, the Valentine piece. Yes, I think it may be a 20 count fabric. I'm doing 1/1, but we CXC though, which provides a bit more coverage. Oh, I haven't touched that piece for a little while. Maybe I need to wait till Valentine. Oh, so neat. The stitches are really neat with this this way of stitching. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, Clara says linen used to come in 30 counts. Oh, really? But linen is a slightly different type of beast. One, two, three, four. Nikki says fat quarter is 27 by 18 inches. But that number it just sounds random. That's why it's just not making sense. Why is it called, fat quarter? I keep seeing that everywhere. Sort of American websites. One, two. There you go. Diana says, oh, let me highlight this so you can read it as well. Diana says if a yard of fabric is 36 by 52 inches, when you cut it in half, you have a piece that's 26 by 36. Okay, and that's a fat half. If you cut the half, you get a quarter, fat quarter. That's 18 by 26. Okay, so it's really, for whatever reason, the fabric was made by default a certain width. And it's basically either half of that or quarter of that piece. But why is it fat though? What is so fat about it? How about slim? Slim quarter, slim half. Sounds a little bit nicer. Thank you. Thank you for the explanation. Thank you, Diana. That was great. That makes sense. So it's basically whatever factory size fabric, you just cut in half or quarter. So how come some vendors, they use fat quarter and whatever, half quarter, and some just, have normal kind of measurement? And it's just going by whatever inches or whatever centimeters. Are they just different type of, I don't know. I have no idea. Because I have a sampler, which is quite large. That's I think Nikki has that pattern as well. We talked about it quite a while ago. The 101 alphabet piece. I'm still looking for a fabric that's kind of large enough. Okay, those two. One, two. No. Charlable says the fat part differentiate from being full width 52 and only a few inches tall. Oh, I'm not sure I understood that. I'm clueless. Hi, Wild Fox says hi, everyone. Oh, so fat means, how do I put it? Cutting the other way rather than, so slim means vertical, right? Fat, you're just, I cannot describe, I cannot explain it. It kind of makes sense in my head. Captain Squirrel. Hello, hello. Captain Squirrel also has a pink heart. All right then. This way. Just one stitch. Whoops. Diana says, you cut the widest side in half. Yes, that's what I mean. Yes. I just could not. I didn't have words to describe it. I'm just wondering why the terminology is only used by certain vendors and not the others. For instance, my vendor on Etsy, for instance, they just give you the measurements. So I'm just wondering whether that's just different types of fabric, or maybe it depends on the region. I have no idea. Just one stitch here. Captain says the pink heart is cute. Yes, Captain Squirrel, thank you for your support, being a member. And talking about squirrels, my squirrel friend is getting really, really good at opening Tupperware, you know, because all the squirrels in my neighborhood, they come to me and I give them some nuts every day. And they all look identical, I have to say. Maybe people who are very familiar with squirrels, they can find different, you know, bits and pieces to tell them apart. But a lot of them, they literally look identical. It's not like cats. Cats, you can tell them apart by, oh, it's tuxedo cat or tabby or whatever. Squirrels, my local squirrels, they literally, other than a couple of them are slightly smaller, maybe younger. The remaining ones, they're all quite podgy, probably with a nut diet. And they're all around the same size and they all look identical. But the only way I can tell one apart, which is my best friend, okay, best squirrel friend, the boss squirrel, or I wanted to call it Captain Squirrel, but then it gets a little bit confusing. I can definitely tell it's the boss one because the only way, you know, I can tell them apart is the behavior. So if I open a window and the boss squirrel is coming to the window, the first thing is that I don't know if it's a boy or girl. First of all, I'm gonna just presume it's a boy. He would knock on my window, literally the kitchen window. He would go, "Hey, open a window for me," and I'll open a window, and he'll be waiting, sitting there, waiting for me to bring the Tupperware where I keep all the nuts there. And you know, Tupperware, it's got like clips on 4 sides to keep it airtight. And the squirrel, so clever, he actually learned how to open it. So I hold, normally I just hold the Tupperware box, hold it steady, and he would literally just pry open on one side. And he knows once one side is open, the other ones will be really easy. So we do that every day. It's kind of our routine. The captain boss will come, and I'll bring out the Tupperware, and you know, he'll open the box for me, the Tupperware box for me, and he gets the nuts. There you go. 3A60. And he's got many friends, so sometimes he will bring 3 other squirrels together. So, you know, the members kind of change from time to time, but then I don't know the difference because they all look very similar to me. So I wouldn't know if they swap members, you know. The squirrel, my local squirrel boy band. Ah, so Betty says some shops still use it, but will add at least the US, the inches as well. So essentially, there's no difference. So when they say fat quarter and stuff like that, there's nothing fundamentally different with the fabric. It's just that their way of describing the size, is it? I've only noticed American websites that do that, so maybe it's an American thing. I don't know. Ah, so Nikki says fat quarters, and I always see fat quarters being used for quoting shop. Maybe that's where it's coming from, because with my local fabric vendor from Etsy, I don't see them using fat quarters. Captain Squirrel says, that is so cute. I'm so jealous. I love squirrels so much. Do you not have squirrels where you are, Captain? I would have thought, you know, Australia is full of little creatures like that. I know. And it's so weird because, you know, I've been living in this property for a little while. For a long time, I've never seen a single squirrel coming to my window or anything. And they start to appear, only one of them in the beginning, started appear in my window after one of my cats passed away. So maybe about 3 years ago, I had a cat called Frank, and it's a story I have to tell you at some point. But basically, he passed away within a day, maybe 2. The first squirrel started to appear in my window, literally. And I never thought about giving them nuts, but I thought, well, just out of curiosity, I just had one, I think it was almonds I had, and just place it by the window. And the squirrel, I'm not even sure it's the same one I have now. I'm not sure it's the boss one. And the squirrel came in, totally fearless, and took the nut. And then from the day after, the same squirrel just kept coming back. And I think it was Frank introduced the squirrel to my life maybe to ease me from the sadness of losing him. It's a story I have to tell at some point, but I deeply believe that Frank, my cat, brought these squirrels to my life to try to make me happy. And it's working. It's definitely working. You know, it's magical every day to have them coming to me. I would love to see video of boss squirrel. I have a few actually. Maybe I'll post some on the Facebook group. Yes, I do. I haven't taken any recently. I kind of just forgotten because it's our daily routine. But next, I'll see if I can film one with the boss squirrel opening the Tupperware. That'll be my project. Yes. Because no one's going to believe it. Captain says no squirrels in Australia. Really? Wow. But we have sugar gliders, not in metropolitan areas. I'm so shocked because I thought, well, Australia's got everything. No squirrels. How strange. I wonder why that is. Because there are squirrels everywhere. All over the world. 3861. 3861. So sugar glider is similar to squirrel, is it? Sarah says, I love my sugar glider and had her for years. Oh, you've got a pet? Do you? What's a sugar glider? I love red squirrels as well, even though in London we have grey ones, pretty much. But I've seen videos of the red ones. They're so cute. They're really funky hair, spiky hair. Oh yeah, Jackie, James. Yes, Jackie says we have red squirrels where we live, very elusive. Right, so they're not very close to people. But they're so cute though, those red ones. The grey ones I love as well. They're adorable. And, you know, each one kind of have their own personality as well. And they love their nuts. Just one stitch here and I can end this one. Travis says they're white squirrels a few towns over from where we live. White squirrels? I've never seen those. That sounds amazing. Snow White. This one I can end. Rue says a fat quarter is a half meter of fabric cut in half. If the fabric is 110 centimeter wide, the fat quarter will be 550. My head is spinning. 50 by 55 centimeter. An American fat quarter is slightly smaller, comparing to which country? It's half yard. Right. Oh. So they're naturally white, Travis. I don't think I've seen those. I've never seen white squirrels. I've seen red ones. I've seen black ones. Have I seen black ones? Yes, I have. Oh, Betty says we have all squirrels. I think even seen albino ones once. I bet they're really rare. Captain Squirrel, Captain Sugar Glider. Do not make Captain Squirrel change her name, okay? Because I have finally remember everybody's name. She's going to come back. Captain Squirrel is going to come back as Captain Sugar Glider. Black squirrels. So sugar gliders, they're adorable. I bet they are. If they're similar to squirrels, that's got to be really cute. And I'm going to do this one here. I'm breaking 60 stitches today. Okay, you watch. Sarah says, Yogi, you should watch the movie, The Nut Job. It's about squirrels and really cute. What? There's a movie about squirrels. You mean like feature film, like drama, dramatized, not like documentary. Nut Job, indeed. That's a great name. That's hilarious. Wow. But Jackie, these red squirrels are so cute, aren't they? They have spiky hair, don't they? If they're the ones I'm thinking about. This is what YouTube and Instagram is for. It just, constantly. My feed is full of just fluffy animals and stitching and true crime. All these things. All my favorite things rolled into one. That's my feed. I'm flowing with colors. I don't know. Maybe I'm not even sure if this is allowed. But I'm doing it anyway. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. Why is it like that? Oh, okay. Hang on. 1, 2. Oh, I see. Hang on. 1, 2. Ice Age. Oh, the prehistoric squirrel. Is it really big? That's hilarious. I don't think I've seen that movie. Captain says, well, I stitch like a squirrel. I switch projects a lot. And I like Squirrel Girl from Marvel Universe. Is there such a thing as Squirrel Girl? Oh, dear. Yes, I think, I kind of think about Gemma Stitch's method a little bit like squirrel method, because you're kind of chewing away the edges bit by bit. Maybe not very quickly, but it's a little bit like that. If you watch squirrel eating, they're kind of just chewing things really quickly. They're doing everything fast though, squirrels. They're just rushing around like they're in a hurry. And sometimes I was trying to tell my squirrels to slow down, stop eating so fast. And they just wouldn't listen. And they're so smart as well. One, two, three. How refreshing. I actually got quite a few stitches here. There. You know, this piece I've been working on for close to 3 years now. And considering the title is called Little Cake Shop, right? I have not actually stitched a single cake just yet. You know, if you look at the markup, it's full of cakes and yummy stuff. I have not actually stitched one yet. I mean, I have stitched, let me show you where I am, okay. So you know the situation here. You see, I have stitched this thing that looks like some sort of pudding right here. That's the closest thing. And it's not even real food. It's just a picture on a wall. I have not even got to anywhere that involves food just yet. So it's a cake shop. I've been stitching for 3 years. I have not stitched a single cupcake just yet. So I'm really looking forward to it. I think I'm sort of moving towards the cake zone, but not quite, not quite. So you can see what's happening here. You know, this is where I am. Not a single cupcake so far. So this is my journey of this piece. I'm looking forward to my first cake stitching of this piece. It should be renamed as Little Confetti Shop. That'll be more appropriate. Oh, Nikki's wisdom, okay? Yes, indeed. I mean, just guys, chat, please, just look at what I have to put up with every day, you know? Nikki says, if you get 60 stitches, you might not get to a cake. You mean you might or might not get to a cake? Well, one stitch at a time, Nikki, you know, what do I do? If it's 60 stitches, it's 60 stitches. I'm okay with it. And Nikki, you need to slow down, okay? All that portal stitching is dangerous. You might get sucked into one of the portals. I won't be able to find you, Nikki. All right then, here. Oh, I forgot to mark these ones. Very nice. Captain Squirrel says, what are the plans for streaming over Christmas time? Very good question, Captain. So, 25th is actually on a Thursday. Okay, so the plan is, I think let me look at the calendar. 24th, I'm going to my partner's parents. We're staying there overnight, so probably no streaming for 24th. But 25th, we're going to come back. I think by dinner time, we're going to have Christmas lunch, and then we're coming. I should be able to come back by dinner time, and we're going to stream probably from 8 p.m. That's my prediction. If not, everything goes well, we should start around 8 p.m. And how long we go on, I have no idea. We could go a little bit longer, because so the our friends, our stitchers from Australia and other time zones can join in as well. So yeah, that's the plan. So I'm not. I don't think it's going to be a marathon situation, okay? Because we're doing a marathon for New Year, but we might go on a little bit longer. And the plan is we are going to bring our. It's mandatory that you have some mince pie, okay, and some Christmas goodies, whatever it is, from your world. Your part of the world, and I'm going to be having mince pie, and all the other bits. Maybe a bit of if I can find some sort of vegan trifle pudding, I might bring some, and yeah, we're gonna be here and celebrate, okay, together on Christmas Day, which is on 24th. Sorry, 25th. It's a Thursday. Sig says cake marathon. Cake marathon. You mean eating cakes, not stitching eggs. Eating cake marathon sounds fun. So that's the plan, Captain Squirrel, for Christmas Day. So I don't know, Christmas Day for in the Captain Squirrel land will be the following day, isn't it? 25th. Sorry, 26th. But hopefully you can join in. So it's going to be, maybe should be okay to start around 8-ish, kind of regular stream time that we have most days. And then we take it from there and see how it goes. And yes, so the theme for Christmas Day, obviously, would be Christmas stitching. So it's going to be my last session for my Christmas house piece. And after that, I'll put it away till next year. So that's the plan. So festive stitching still, the final session. 6 no marathon to get to your cupcake at this project. We're gonna be here for days, 6. Look at my piece here, okay? Let's review the situation. This is where I am, okay? So to get to the first cake, where do you think, guys? Where should I go? So this is, this is the full piece, right? In order to get to a real cake, not macarons or, you know, these things, they're not real cakes. I want a cake. The first cake would be probably here, down here. What do you think? This one, this pink thingy, is that a cake? That's a cake, right? 2-tier cake there. That's the first cake. But to get to the other ones is going to take much longer because the other ones are down, way down. I would love to stitch a cupcake, but I'm dreaming. My dream would be stitching this bit. Isn't that gorgeous? Isn't that gorgeous? And that little blue cupboard as well, table as well, that's so pretty. My favorite color, that one, turquoise. Yes, but it's going to take a while because currently I'm here. I'm still here. This is where I am. And why do I get this strange orange dots there? I don't know what they are. But the first cake realistically will be here, because if I turn off, oh, I'm a little bit on, I've got a little bit on top there. I did not realize that. Watch this. I actually managed to stitch the top of this little like birthday cake there without knowing. So I'm not that far away. So my only chance, but this is okay, even though I have a little bit of the top there, right? But it's not, I was cheating a little bit because I was literally floating away from the top area. So so that's probably the closest, my only chance, my best chance to get to a cake. Hey Bex, hello. Welcome. Say happy Friday. Sorry I'm so late today. Happy Friday. It's technically still Thursday over here, but happy Friday to you. And be here on time for the class, okay, Bex? And she says, I do love this piece you're working on, Yogi. That blue cabinet with the cakes. Yes, I do. Do it. Yes, that's gorgeous, isn't it? It's going to take a while. If I stitch in order, it's going to take a little bit to get there, but I'm looking forward to it. And Nikki says it will take even longer with this method you're doing, but I'm enjoying it. And also there's no ninja stitches, which I love, and I will become I'll probably stitch a little bit faster the more I practice, because at the moment you know, I still need to stop and kind of look around and decide what to do next. So it takes a little bit longer, but hopefully if I keep practicing, and I'll be as fast as Gemma. Gemma is not slow, you know. 2 years later, optimistic. Ruth says, what's your time zone? Please, just trying to work out what time it is. Yes, it's UK time, UK time. So at the moment, we are 26 past 11 p.m. in the UK time, so Greenwich time. So 8 p.m. normally, that's where we start. So 8:30 p.m. is our kind of our well, I don't want to say normal, it's different every day, but regular. A lot of times we start around that time. So you can convert it to your local time there. Yes, Diana, yes, I have the top of the cake, but I don't feel like I earned it, because it's, I kind of, you know, cheated a little bit. So I need to earn it. See you later, Captain. Great to see you. Beck says, could you please remind us of what count of fabric it is? It's 25 counts. 25 counts pre-gridded fabric. So, and I'm stitching 1/1. Here we go. Keep practicing. Color flow, you know. Maybe it's going to flow a little bit faster. Let me move up a little bit, maybe down here. Here we go. That's one bit, really juicy. So as you stitch, you have to pay attention to the distribution of the stitches, where they flow to, the direction they flow to, and it will give you some indication on where you should be starting, and also planting your part threads. So these are little, you know, almost like seeds that you plant on the fabric and waiting for you, so you can take it towards a certain direction. So I really like this way of stitching. It's fun. And I'm slow anyway, so I'm, you know, even cross country, I'm not fast, so I'm not bothered. And I'll get to my cakes, okay? Nikki says, then you have to change your name to Fast Stitch Yogi. I don't think that day will ever come. I doubt very much, Nikki. That's a very nice thought, but yes. We're talking about fat quarters, right? It's more like fat chance of me becoming fast. I don't know. I think you can't force the speed. I think we'll have kind of natural speed that we work with. I think you can't fight it, because you just you're just looking for pain, I think. The thing is, if you stitch fast, you mean it means you get to finish the projects fast. And who wants to do? No one wants to do that. You want to take it slow, so you can stitch, spend more time with the project that you love. What's the point of finishing it? Nikki says, but you want to get more than 60. Yes, that would be a goal, but you know, how about 65? 65 stitches is quite respectable. You know? Look at me. I'm so fast. Oh, look at that. Amazing speed. If you blink, you probably miss it. Lizzie says, fast stitching surely encourages mistakes and frogging. I prefer to slow stitch, lessen the chances of frogging. There you go. See, Nikki, listen to that. It makes perfect sense. If you slow down, just like you know, you're on a bicycle. If you cycle really fast, you have no time to brake. And so cycle slowly, okay? So you have time to react. Safe stitching, Nikki. Look at this. I do not frog, okay? If I stitch really fast, if I do double speed, I probably frog all the time. You don't want that. If I was really fast, I probably would have finished this piece by now. Who wants that? Andreas, Andreas, are you driving and shopping at heaven and earth at the same time? Andreas says, oops, I just bought more patterns from Hayes sale. I bought a storyteller's view. Which one did you get? Did you get the regular or max colors? Andreas driving through like a drive-in heaven and earth shopping. All right, let me have a look. I can move it up. No. I'm going to park it down here. Beck says, is it just me, or does the picture look brighter than actual thread used? Or is it just the area of stitching? What do you mean by that? The picture looks brighter. Oh, it could be the lighting as well, and also the brightness of your screen. So there's some lighting going on here, so it could potentially look brighter, but it is quite a bright piece, very colorful piece. Look at that. It's very nice. I think it's just naturally quite bright, quite colorful. Nikki says, I don't stitch fast, but you were saying you would get faster. No, what I meant was, because at the moment, you probably think I'm stitching really slowly, which is true, okay? That's not wrong. But I'm saying that at the moment, I'm probably slower than I would be normally, because I'm still learning the method. So I have to stop and think sometimes. And sometimes if I move the stitches to the area that's not most efficient, then it takes a little bit more time. But otherwise, what I meant was, if I keep practicing, I would get to the normal slow speed rather than even slower speed. Okay, that's what I meant. I don't mean, becoming fast stitcher. That would be scary. I don't think that will happen. Andrea is at home now. Good. Got the regular one. Okay. No max colors, really, Andrea? Yes, Bex. The lighting will probably make it slightly lighter, but not that much. I'm looking at the screen now. I think it's quite a truthful reflection of what it is. And let's have a look. So let me pick one more color then. So we started around 8 o'clock. So, so now it's probably a good time to pick my final color. And I don't know which one to pick, because most of them have one stitch. But let me have a look. So guys, so today's Guess My Stitches is going to be challenging as usual. That's how I like it. I like to make it difficult for you. And I'm going to pick one more color, okay? One more color here. Let me have a look. Why don't I do this one? I think this one's quite nice to do. Let me pick that one. It's a purpley. So I've got about 1, 2, 3. I've got 5 stitches to go. There you go. This purpley color here. It's 3042, and it's going to be my last color of today's session, okay? And you can kind of start to contemplate and think about how many stitches I have done today. Is it over 60 or is it under? Who knows? Your guess is just as good as mine. And if you're new to the channel, if you're watching, come forward and play with us, okay? We play this game at the end of every stream, and all it is for you to come forward and offer a number and guess how many stitches I've done today. And if you have no clue, me either. It's you and me both. No idea. And the chat is completely clueless as well. So ultimately, it's a wild guess, okay? It's a wild guessing game. So you have equal chance to win. No skills involved. Look at the chat. They have no skill whatsoever. And this is going to be my last stitch here. Beautifully done. See, I've blurred the edges here quite well. Slowly but surely, okay? Emphasize on the slowly. And see if I can park. Yes, I can. Here we go. And while you're coming forward with your numbers, I am going to give you a very quick recap on what's happening on my fabric today. And it's time to bring on the Guess My Stitches machine. Yay! Yes, this is a super technology that I developed in my basement, in my spare time with my power tools, okay? If you've never seen it before, brace yourself. Hold on to the chair arms and whatever else you can hold on to. There. Oh, just look at that beauty. It captures all the numbers that's being offered live here on Yogi Stream, okay? So today, let me zoom out a little bit. Let's look at this intricate, beautiful and highly confetti piece here. This is the Little Cake Shop Max Colors by Aimee Stewart. Absolutely gorgeous. And let me zoom out a little bit here. So today I'm primarily working on trying to smooth out all the block stitching, block by block parking that I did from the previous session, and transition the method into more of a color flow. Okay, I bastardize the bits and pieces, okay, but you know, it's kind of a deranged version of color flow. I don't want Gemma to get mad at me, okay? So I wouldn't say this is the color flow. If you want to watch the real color flow, go to her channel, Gemma Stitches. But I am kind of just learning as I go and try to find my flow, no pun intended, with the color flow method. And this is where I am. And the formation is slightly, you know, unusual sometimes, but it's allowed for the method. So you're flowing with the colors rather than, you know, forcing it to form one way or the other. And so there you go. This is 25 counts, gridded fabric. And this is where I am today. I'm very happy. So let's have a look at the numbers today. Okay, guys. And lurkers, come forward. You won't regret it. If you win, you get to share the victory with me. I win every day. Yogi wins every day. And you get to share the victory with me and the buffet as well. Everybody wants to join in for the buffet, okay? So let's have a look from the top. Nikki, 40, 65 stitches on the dot, no more, no less. And Susan, 184. Oh, you're my favorite. And Andreas, 321. Andreas is definitely new to the group. You're my new favorite, new favorite. And Jamie as well, Jamie Larson, 207. Sarah, 178. Our birthday girl today, Sarah. And Travis as well, 175. Clara, 99. 99 to you too. And Kristen, as massively tiny stitches, one of the best names, 197. And Betty Hankins, 151. And Love Drunk, 130. And Diana Smith, 220. Busy Mom, and 181. And Michelle Fuller, 222. And Jackie, 134. MM Chua, Unlurked herself, 132. And Rachel Morton, 115. Betty Lou Taylor, 75. And Jackie James, 148. Marsha, 79. And Jacqueline, 155. Well done, all people unlurked. Round of applause to you. Diana Smith, 140. And Ruth, 176. Guys, well done. So, are you ready to be confronted by my app that never lies? Okay, never ever. And here we go. Let me lock the chart so I don't accidentally mark anything. So this is where I am in totality of the piece here. Let me see if I can zoom out. Here we go. So this is where I am today. Okay, a little bit to go. So I'm going to count down from 3, 2. Are you ready for the winner to be revealed? And 1. Boom. Is it more than 60? Oh, yes. There you go. Who is laughing now, Nikki? 148. That's the grand total of stitches the Yogi has made, okay? Not a little bit more than 65, Nikki. So here we go. So who is our winner today? 148. I see you, Jackie. Right there. Anyone else is offered the same number? If not, I think Jackie has to be the winner, right? There you go. Not Nikki today. Nikki, try again next time, okay? Today's winner, I think, is our Jackie. Well done. Yes, Jackie. I don't think Jackie has won before, and but so you're gonna enjoy it, okay, Jackie? When you win Guess My Stitches, you get the praises and the respect with capital R from all the stitches from all over the world, from different time zones. Some of them are aliens, some of them stitch calamaris, okay? But they're here rejoicing for your victory and with Yogi. And you get to enjoy the buffet as well, which is tremendous. Bring on the buffet for Jackie. We have the crowns. We have the round of applause for Jackie. Yes, spot on as well. Not just close to the actual number. We've got a spot on number right here. Okay, so well done. Really well done. And enjoy the buffet as well with our new winner. And one more time, Sarah, happy birthday. I hope you enjoy your barbecue and everything. And we all love you. Okay. And thank you for your daily quote. It's tremendous and precious. And guys, it's 48. It's about 18 minutes, 12 minutes to midnight. And from a sleepy London town, Yogi signing out. And so good to have you today as well. And I'll get to my cake one day, okay? Very soon, very soon. And Nikki, you watch. And so see you. Tomorrow is Friday, my goodness. So we're starting a little bit later because I have classes in the evening. But I'll meet you here afterwards for a spot of relaxing stitching as well. So come join me. And until then, 99 everyone. And give us a little bit of Dolly love and 99 love. And particularly for guys in Europe and the UK as well. Night night everyone. Good night, love you all. Bye bye.